Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Daily Apple Clinic podcast, The Truth About Health. My name is Paul Reynolds. My wife and I have an independent primary care practice in Denver, Colorado. We are nurse practitioners, having worked in a variety of healthcare settings over the past 20 years, and we have a deep desire to make healthcare better. Our goal here is to ask difficult questions and challenge the conventional thinking that currently exists in the healthcare space. And we especially hope to help all of our listeners think about their health and live better. We try to have fun too. Please check out the show notes below to find useful links and information about our guests. You can find us on the main social media channels, and you can always check us out at www.dailyappledpc.com or give us a call anytime. Here's what's in store on today's podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Daily Apple Clinic podcast, The Truth About Health. I'm your host, Paul Reynolds, and today I want to share a story that embodies resilience, determination, and the power of the human spirit. This episode is titled A Letter to Anthony, inspired by the remarkable journey of Anthony Robles. As always, we're here to explore the realities of health, life, and the truths that don't always make it into the mainstream discussion. But in today's episode, I want to share something deeply personal with you. It's a story that I hope will resonate with anyone who has ever felt like an outsider, who has been made to feel less than, or who has struggled to find their place in the world. Anthony was born with only one leg. From the very beginning, life presented him with challenges that most of us can scarcely imagine. Growing up, he faced not only the physical hurdles of his condition, but also the emotional and psychological trials imposed by others. People of all ages can be unkind, but kids especially so, and Anthony became a target for bullies who saw his difference as an opportunity for cruelty. In school, while other kids played freely, Anthony often found himself on the sidelines. The whispers, the stares, the outright mockery, they were constant reminders of his perceived limitations. He was excluded from activities, picked last for teams, and subjected to names that cut deep. This relentless bullying could have easily led him down a path of despair. But Anthony chose a different path. In high school, he discovered wrestling. To many, it seemed an odd choice for someone with one leg. Wrestling is a sport that demands balance, strength, and agility. Yet Anthony saw it as an arena where he could redefine his identity. He could be something other than the guy with one leg. He trained tirelessly, developed a unique style that leveraged his upper body strength and his low center of gravity. His determination was unwavering. By his senior year, Anthony had become a force to be reckoned with on the mat. He earned a scholarship to Arizona State University, where he continued to defy expectations. In his final year, he achieved an undefeated season and clinched the NCAA National Wrestling Championship in his weight class. His story has been immortalized in the film Unstoppable, a testament to his indomitable spirit. Intentionally harming others, even if it comes from a bad place in ourselves, is something that, especially as an old ex-Green Beret, that is something I simply cannot let stand. Although Anthony had a very unique disability, his story isn't all that unique. There are so many people out there who have been bullied. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're still carrying the scars. Maybe you've never had someone tell you how to heal, how to move forward, or how to make sense of it all. This episode is for you. So, today I want to talk about bullying. I want to talk about why it happens more to people like Anthony, and most importantly, how we should think about it, how we should respond to it, and how we can grow from it. Anthony's journey prompts us to delve further into the nature of bullying. Why do individuals like him become targets? Bullying is not random. It's not senseless. It is deeply rooted in human psychology. And if we're being brutally honest, it's about power. People bully others when they feel insecure, when they need to assert dominance, when they need to prove something to themselves or to the group. It's often a learned behavior passed down from environments where weakness is exploited, where fitting in is a matter of survival, and where difference is seen as a threat or represents something unfamiliar, something outside of the accepted norm. Bullying often stems from fear and self-doubt. When someone stands out, be it due to physical differences, cultural background, or unique talents, it can unsettle those who cling to conformity. In Anthony's case, his physical condition made him visibly different, an easy mark for those unwilling to embrace the natural diversity that is all of us. Bullies then project their own insecurities onto others. They seek to elevate themselves by diminishing those around them. It's a misguided attempt to gain control or status, often rooted in their own experiences of inadequacy or pain. So let's dig a little deeper. What makes a person become a bully? In many cases, bullies are people who have suffered themselves. They have been made to feel powerless in some other aspect of their lives, and they seek to regain control by asserting power over someone they perceive as weaker. Often, bullies are products of environments that reward aggression and punish vulnerability. They may be trying to fit in with a dominant group, or they may be repeating patterns of behavior they have seen at home or in society. This is the truth about bullying. Most of the time, it has very little to do with the victim. It's actually about the bully. People bully others because they feel powerless in some part of their own lives. They don't feel safe. They're unhappy. And instead of facing those feelings, they lash out. They try to make someone else feel small so they can feel bigger. So, I want to take a moment to speak directly to those of you who have ever bullied someone else. If you have ever mocked someone, excluded them, or hurt them because they were different, first of all, I want you to know that you are loved. Yes, you are. Next, I ask you to take a moment and think about the very real pain you caused. Imagine waking up every morning dreading the day ahead, not because of the work or the challenges, but because you know someone is waiting to tear you down. Imagine feeling that you are never safe, that even the small joys in life are overshadowed by fear and humiliation. If you've ever bullied anyone, I challenge you to think about the person on the other side of your words and your actions. If there is anything inside you that feels even the slightest regret, take that feeling and turn it into something meaningful. Recognize those wrong thoughts and behaviors as failure. Refuse to participate in them. Apologize. Allow yourself to heal, change, grow. Okay, so let's talk a little about resilience. History is full of people who were bullied, who were told they were not good enough, but who refused to let that define them. Let's talk about a few. Take Eleanor Roosevelt. She was ridiculed as a child for her appearance, her shyness, and her perceived awkwardness. But she grew into one of the most influential women in history, a champion of human rights and an advocate for the downtrodden. Or Albert Einstein. He was considered odd as a child. He was teased for his quiet nature and unconventional ways of thinking. But his mind shaped modern physics and redefined our understanding of the universe. Even in modern times, there are countless stories of individuals who've faced relentless bullying and turned their pain into something powerful. Think of actors, musicians, and innovators who were mocked for their differences, only to later realize those differences were their greatest strengths. And then there's my story. When I was 13, my family moved from Yuma, Arizona to Amarillo, Texas. It was the 13th time we had moved in 6 years. I had no stability, no long-term friends, and no sense of belonging. My grades, once straight A's, plummeted to D's and F's, though I didn't realize at the time that my eyesight was failing and I needed glasses. I shot up 9 inches in less than a year, all skin and bones, awkward and struggling. For a couple of years, other kids would kick me, punch me, and push me. I didn't have the Texas drawl, my West Coast ideas didn't fit in, and I joined all the wrong clubs. I felt like my life was horrible. After the first few months of it, I even tried to run away back to Arizona, making it about 20 miles outside of town before my parents came to pick me up. But things changed. Eventually, the school did a random eye test and figured out I needed glasses. My grades bounced back, and when I got to high school, the swim coach invited me to join the team. And that really changed everything for me. I found a place, worked hard, set some records, became an All-American. It set the stage for my future successes in college, the military, business, and medicine. Those first couple of years in Amarillo were tough years, but I learned something. No struggle is wasted if you use it to grow. So, how should someone respond to adversity? How do we transform seemingly unbearable pain into power? Anthony's story offers us some profound lessons. Firstly, embrace your uniqueness. These stories are proof that your pain does not have to define you. What others perceive as limitation can become your greatest strength. Anthony didn't view his single leg as a handicap. Instead, he used it to develop a wrestling style that opponents couldn't counter. Secondly, channel negative energy into positive action. The taunts and jeers Anthony endured could have led to withdrawal. Instead, he used them as fuel, driving him to excel and prove his detractors wrong. You have the power to rise above and, most importantly, to prove to yourself that you are worth more than the cruelty of others. Never let their words become your truth. Bullying can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. It can make you question your worth. It can make you feel like an outsider, like you don't belong anywhere. But here's what I want you to remember. Their words were never about you. They were about them. Lastly, seek out supportive communities. Surrounding yourself with mentors, friends, and allies who believe in your potential can make all the difference. Anthony's coaches and family provided the encouragement that he needed to pursue his dreams. They reminded him that he was not what those others said he was. He was not weak. He was not strange. He was not someone who deserved to be left out or overlooked. He was strong. He was valuable, and he belonged anywhere he chose to be. The best response to bullying is to own your story. Don't try to erase the past or pretend it didn't happen. Instead, use it. Let it shape you into someone who understands pain and, because of that, understands the importance of kindness. Now, the most important part, how do you grow? How do you take this pain and turn it into something that makes you better, stronger, wiser? To anyone listening who has faced or is facing bullying, remember this: your value isn't determined by the opinions of others. Like Anthony, you have the power to define yourself. Everything in life boils down to two fundamental concepts: responsibility and opportunity. These are not just words. They are the foundation of a life well lived. So why do we have responsibility? Because life is a gift. You must recognize the gift, acknowledge the giver, and look for opportunities to honor the gift, to repay the gift. That means taking ownership of your story. It means taking charge of our narratives, not allowing others to dictate our self-worth. It means not using what happened to you as an excuse to be bitter or angry or resentful. It means understanding that while you didn't choose to be bullied, you do choose what happens next. You are responsible for your own growth, for the way you respond to hardship, and for how you treat others. Even when you have been treated unfairly, your responsibility is to rise above it, to let go of anger, to choose wisdom over resentment, and to build a life that reflects the truth of who you are. You have a responsibility to yourself to heal, to grow, to become better, not in spite of what happened, but because of it. And why do we have opportunity? Because we are loved. Love is not just something you receive. It's something you intentionally create. Love must be your foundation and your strength, your source, your support. And you must seek to become this love and share this love as you gain awareness, perspective, and power. As we grow in awareness and perspective, we must become both a source and a vessel of this love, sharing it with others and lifting up those around us. Let it be the force that moves you forward, that allows you to become something greater than your circumstances. The world will try to convince you that you are powerless. Do not believe it. Your goal is to grow and learn, accepting only truths and rejecting self-delusion. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external factors for our shortcomings. Instead, we should confront our behaviors, learn from them, and strive to become better. The power you have comes from love, from choosing to live in truth, from refusing to be defined by others, and from standing tall in the face of adversity. The pain you've experienced gives you an opportunity to build something meaningful: compassion, wisdom, resilience. And you have the opportunity to use your story to help others, to remind the next person who feels like an outsider that they are not alone. Let's see if I can wrap this up. Anthony's story is a powerful reminder that our perceived limitations can become our greatest strengths. By embracing who we are, confronting adversity head on, and surrounding ourselves with love and support, we can transform challenges into triumphs. So here's some final thoughts. To anyone listening who has ever been bullied or who has ever felt like an outsider, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You are not less than. You are powerful beyond measure. And you are not alone. You are capable of more than you know, and the world needs you, not some smaller, quieter, more acceptable version of you, but the real you. So embrace who you are, own your story, and live with courage, knowing that your presence in this world is no accident. You are here for a reason. You have something to offer that no one else can. And that is something no bully can ever take away. Do not waste your energy trying to become what others want you to be. Instead, focus on becoming the strongest, wisest, most compassionate version of yourself. The only things that truly matter in this life are the love you create and the lessons you learn. Everything else will fade. So live from the heart and in each moment. Love, learn, grow. Do not worry. Do not fear. Be intentionally aware. You must think in order to create and then consistently make good choices in every moment, because every moment is both a responsibility and an opportunity. And only you can choose what to do with your moments. Each time you're about to decide something or take action, ask yourself the following question. Am I doing this out of love? If you're not, change your path. Try to get the focus off of you and onto how you're going to do something good for everyone else. We all need to survive in this world, but as you get better at this, you will realize more and more who you really are, and you will gain clarity about the futility of most materialistic endeavors. If we can all do more of this, we will definitely get better together. Thank you for listening to the Daily Apple Clinic podcast, The Truth About Health. If Anthony's journey resonated with you, share it with someone who might need inspiration today. Remember, your life is yours to shape. Take responsibility, embrace opportunity, and never forget how powerful you truly are. Until next time, take care, be well, and always seek the truth about your health and your life. And just a quick note, you may have noticed I didn't use one of my funny commercials in this episode. That was intentional because I thought this was a pretty serious topic and wanted to make sure we gave this subject the respect it deserves. I just do the commercials to create a fun break in the middle of the podcast and to make sure everybody understands that this isn't something we intend to profit from. Our goal is just to help people and make their lives better. See you next week. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in to the Daily Apple Clinic podcast, The Truth About Health. Please click the share link to make our content available to friends and family, and don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll get new episodes delivered directly to you as soon as we release them. As always, your comments are welcome. Please do your best to be kind and include ideas that will help everyone as they think about their health. You can always find us through our website, www.dailyappledpc.com. Give us a call anytime if we can answer questions or be of assistance. Take good care and see you next week.